I wish there was something good I could tell you about Despicable Maine. I feel bad for those who live there. In that living hell, one thing you can count on living in Maine is that each new year, Despicable Maine has a gift for you. This year, Despicable Maine has a special gift for the people who still live there. Let me tell you about the latest dirty trick Despicable Maine's government has pulled on you, and you're probably not even aware of it until you get your next paycheck. They've already taxed your income, taxed your purchases, and taxed everything else they could think of. Now, they've come up with a new one, a 1% payroll tax. Did they ask you? No. Did you vote for it? No. They just decided you're going to pay it whether you like it or not.
Beginning January 1st, Maine will start collecting a payroll tax from employees and employers in the state. It is to pay for the state paid family and medical leave program, which was passed by the legislature and signed into law by Governor Mills just last year. News on Maine's Christian Harsa takes a closer look at the program and the reactions to it.
It really offers a new horizon of work-life balance for the state of Maine that really catches us up with our neighbors and where the rest of the country is heading.
Luke Monahan is the director of Maine's new paid family and medical leave program, which will cover more than just parental leave.
To take care of a serious medical issue, care for a family member, to prepare for a military member's deployment, and what we call safe leave, which is taking action to stay safe from situations of domestic abuse and violence.
The program will be paid for through a state payroll tax. All companies are expected to contribute. Those with 15 or more employees will contribute 1% of wages, while businesses with less than 15 employees will contribute 0.5%. To offset costs, companies may opt to have employees contribute up to 0.5% of their wage.
It's really the best way to keep families economically stable during critical life transitions.
Desi Homan-Sprague is the executive director of the Maine Women's Lobby, a supporter of the program. Contributions will begin on the first of the year, and in May 2026, Mainers are eligible for up to 12 weeks of paid leave each year, with up to 90% of their wages covered.
It's a real opportunity for us to think about what it could be like if we don't make people choose between their families and their paychecks.
However, not all are convinced taxes should pay for the program.
I don't think that the government should be taking money out of people's taxes.
I'm 50-50 on it. I don't want to pay any more taxes, but I wish it could come from someplace else.
This week, Maine State Representative Joshua Morris of Turner introduced legislation to appeal the payroll tax, agreeing Mainers have enough expenses on their plate.
And now we're going to add another tax on them starting January 1st. And I don't think that is the right way to go about this.
Instead, Morris feels paid leave is a benefit best left to employers to provide.
It's pathetic, really. This state has run out of things to tax, so now they're just inventing new ways to steal from you. Last year, they hit the people in Despicable Maine with 450 new laws. This year, it's outright theft, 1% of your paycheck gone, even before the income tax theft. And you're still paying sales tax on top of that. When I was stupid enough to live in Despicable Maine, I used to calculate my pay by taking my hours, multiplying it by my rate, and then subtracting 40 to 44%. That's what I actually made before I even spent a dime. And now they're taking even more. This isn't just bad policy. It's an endless cycle of grief and pilfering. Their whole goal is to keep you working harder, paying more, and staying stuck in that endless cycle. Does this sound familiar to your life living there? Maine's government isn't looking out for you. They're just looking for their next payday. And the scams don't stop there. While there are certainly beautiful aspects to living in Maine, there are a number of challenges that might make you think twice about staying. Some laws seem more focused on generating revenue than promoting public safety. Many people feel that the priority is on collecting fines rather than ensuring justice. In certain areas, residents feel that law enforcement is primarily concerned with generating fines and penalties. Small-town police forces, particularly in places like Bucksport, Winslow, and Ellsworth, are often perceived as looking for opportunities to issue tickets rather than serve the community. There are concerns that the court system operates more as a business than as a place for justice. Many feel that the focus is on profit rather than fairness. Some parents and students feel that the education system in Maine doesn't prioritize providing a solid, balanced education. Instead, there are concerns about a curriculum that doesn't meet the needs of students. While Maine Care is a valuable resource for some, there are worries about its long-term sustainability and the hidden costs that could affect recipients in the future. Some people feel that the state's child welfare system sometimes makes decisions that are more about financial gain than the well-being of children. There are even concerns about the potential for retaliation or personal grievances affecting decisions. Due to high taxes and overregulation, some businesses are driven away, which reduces the job opportunities available for residents. There have been complaints that electric companies like CMP sometimes issue inflated bills, leaving consumers with little recourse but to pay. Residents often feel frustrated by the numerous fees and permits required for everyday activities, such as vehicle registration or licensing, which some believe are just money-making tools. Some feel that the domestic violence crisis is overblown and that programs in place are more about generating profits than helping people. Many believe that the state lottery payouts are disproportionately low and that it's another revenue generator for the state rather than a fair chance for participants. A number of people are concerned about individuals who have children to access welfare benefits, which they believe perpetuates a system of dependency rather than helping families become self-sufficient. With fewer job opportunities and more economic strain, some residents feel that crime is on the rise, with theft becoming a bigger concern. Many believe that the state operates more like a corporation than a government, with profit motives driving many of the decisions rather than focusing on the welfare of its citizens. There are significant concerns about environmental issues, including toxic waste disposal and the potential for corruption among officials who may allow harmful practices for financial gain. Some believe that this has contributed to higher rates of cancer in the region. Even the few businesses they've managed to attract, like salmon farms, get hammered by overregulation and fines. When Maine attracts a new business, they turn around and exploit them. This is not by accident. It's completely intentional. Maine's government doesn't care about creating opportunity or fostering growth. They care about finding new ways to take from those who have the least so they can continue to prosper and grow government even bigger. And now, they have pushed through a paid family leave program. But let's be real. Do you honestly think this is for you? We've seen this before. They promise something for the people, but it always ends up benefiting the insiders, their friends, their families, and their political allies. Meanwhile, the folks who actually need help will be denied access while footing the bill. Look at how Despicable Maine gives food stamps to those bussed up from Mexico while denying the locals food stamps. So how are you supposed to pay for the endless registration fees, license renewals, or the fines from the 450 new laws they passed last year? How are you supposed to survive, buy food, pay for housing when they're taking everything they can and leaving you with nothing but fines, fees, and more regulations? If you're sick of it, if you're tired of being bled dry, it's time to think about leaving. Because here's the truth. They're never going to stop. They're only going to take more. And if you stay, you'll stay stuck in their game, paying them while they laugh all the way to the bank. If you're sick of the endless abuse by Despicable Maine, it's time to break the cycle of misery and grief. If this is your life, it's time to leave Maine behind. There is no other way to say it except living in Maine is theft of your life. I hope you realize that and get out.
Something good to say, but all I see is the price we pay. Taxes on top of taxes every day. They're taking it all, there's no other way. They hit your paycheck, they hit your soul. A 1% tax out of control. You didn't vote, but they made their call, and now you're stuck, bound by it all. Despicable Maine, they're stealing your life, taking your paycheck, cutting you like a knife. Despicable Maine, there's no end in sight, just more laws, more fines, all day, all night. They say they care, but it's all for show. Profit's the name of the game, you know. From the cops to the courts, they're in it for cash. You're just a number in their endless stash. Your children are caught in a profit scheme. And when you try to work, they take it away. Business is dying, there's no place to stay. Despicable Maine, they're stealing your life, taking your paycheck, cutting you like a knife. Despicable Maine, there's no end in sight, just more laws, more fines, all day, all night. They promise you help, but they don't deliver. Just more ways to make your life wither. From the electric bills to the lottery lie, all they do is take and leave you high and dry. No jobs, no hope, it's all a game. They don't care, they just want the fame. The cancer rates rise while they look away. You're the price they pay each and every day. But we're done with this, enough is enough. Time to break free, time to get tough. Despicable Maine won't take my soul. I'm out of here, I'm taking control. Despicable Maine, they're stealing your life, taking your paycheck, cutting you like a knife. Despicable Maine, there's no end in sight, just more laws, more fines, all day, all night. Yeah, it's time to leave, it's time to go. Despicable Maine, I'm taking control. No more lies, no more pain. I'm breaking free from Despicable Maine.